Hi, today I'm going to review the Unit UT33D Plus multimeter. That's a very good budget multimeter that I've been probably using it for more than 1 year or so. It's still a great multimeter. I still like it, I still use it, and it still does work, as you can see. Let's do a quick measurement with it. It can measure up to 600 volts AC, and it has a very smooth backlight like this for a very budget multimeter. You can measure AC voltage like this, 234 volts. So I'm going to take a look at the box, what the box says. It says palm size multimeter, the model number, it says 2-meter drop test here. I'm obviously not going to test this, but I accidentally dropped it from my table. It was like 1.5 meter or something, or 1 meter or something, and it still works, as you can see. So it says 2-meter drop tests. It has a very thick rubber case, so it will probably survive this. By the way, I accidentally spilled some pen ink on this, and I tried to remove it with sandpaper, but I wasn't able to remove it, so that looks like a bad mark on here, but whatever. So let's look at the box again. It says LCD backlight, and it's a very good and smooth backlight for a budget multimeter. High accuracy. I don't know what they are calling high accuracy. Like, I mean, it measures good, like it measures pretty accurate the voltages and such, but to comparing to what? Like, this is a question mark. And it says NCV detection. We can just test this right here. You don't even need to have the probes like this. If you put it on the NCV mode, it will detect live wires like this. Yes. And if I turn off my outlet, it will stop beeping. If I turn it back on, it will detect the live wires. But also you can put one wire in. It doesn't matter which one you put, and it can detect on the outlets which wire is live. Obviously this is not a live wire, as you can see. This is probably neutral, and yes, this is live. On live wires it will beep, and beep very fastly and show 4 of these bars. If it shows less than 4, it's not live. It's not a live wire. You can also plug it into whatever port you want. I am plugging this into ground. It still detects it. On the 10 amp, it still detects it. So it doesn't matter at which port you plug it in. It can do live detection, both wireless and with wires. So in this side of the box there's nothing more than this. On this side it says palm size multimeter, Unity logo. There's the Facebook and YouTube pages of the company, and on the top there's a barcode and the logo. On this side there's nothing than the logo and the palm size multimeter thing, and on the bottom there's nothing, and on the back there's some specifications. Let's read them. Palm size multimeter, that it says the new generation of UT33D 33 Plus series redefines the performance standards for entry-level digital multimeters. Our innovative industrial design ensures that these products can withstand 2 meters drop. The new LCD display layout provides a better user experience. It shows some resistance measurement in here, diode measurement, and NCV detection. The model number, the voltage that it can measure at DC and AC, and DC amperage 10 amps maximum, resistance 200 milliohms, NCV yes, display count 9099, auto power off yes. By the way, when we say auto power off, if you turn on the device, there is a marking that it says APO, but you can turn off the auto power off mode. On the auto power off mode, the device will turn off after 15 seconds of doing nothing, like switching or pressing buttons. So to turn off the auto power off mode, you can long press the hold and select button while opening the device, and the APO logo disappears, as you can see. Normally it's here. Yes. So let's go to the box again. It says auto power off here, diode test, continuity test, data hold. What it means by data hold is just this. It can hold the voltage on the screen by pressing to this button. Let's read it more. Drop test 2 meters, that it says. Hang slot, it says this. This is handy for measuring fuse boxes, I assume. And you can also put a paper on here, a piece of paper, or you can hang it to your belt if you have one from here. You can put a piece of paper to, you know, have anything in it. You can measure voltages and record the voltages in the paper and put it right here. So it is pretty handy, and it also has a kickstand like this. It can stand up like this, and it's pretty stable. Like, you have to really want to drop it when you want to drop it. Like, it doesn't drop by something else touching to it. So that's also a good thing while working at the table, because as makers we also have to use a lot of cables, and it can tangle up to things, and if it drops by the cable, that's a big negative, but it doesn't. So that's a sturdy kickstand. I like this. So on the box it says hang slot, safety rating Cat 2 600 volts. By the way, on the cables it says Cat 2 600 volts, as you can see, like this. It says 10 amps. Can I focus it? Yes, 10 amps, Cat 2 600 volts, and double insulation mark here, and I don't know what this is. So there is the model number of the cable, and it also says Cat 1 1000 volts, that it says. So you can use this cable at different multimeters that I mean, you can use this cable with a multimeter that can measure 1000 volts, and it will be certified up to Cat 1, not 2. If you want to have it certified up to Cat 2, you have to use it at maximum 600 volts. And it also says range selection manual, as you can see. Actually, automatic selection multimeters are a little bit gimmicky in my opinion. Like, you can live with this. It's easy to use. On auto selecting multimeters, you might have to apply some button combinations to get into different measurements that the multimeter doesn't detect itself. So it's kind of gimmicky in my opinion. It's a better way to have a manual range multimeter if you want to have a multimeter in the first place. So there is some information about the company, and it says made in China. We are not surprised. Almost 99% of the things that we use is probably made in China. So let's open the box. There's the manual, the cables, and the device itself, obviously. The device comes in this bag, and also there was 2 AA batteries in the box, but it's dead. The batteries are dead. I mean, I used the batteries and they died, and I put my own batteries inside, and I put the batteries like 6 months ago or something, and the device still works, as you can see. The batteries that come out of the box are heavy duty, so they are not very long life. Like, they are not going to last for a long time. I put alkaline batteries in there and it still works for 6 months. Someone said on the comments I bought this device from the internet, and on the comment section someone said the battery is drained fast, but it's probably something different. Like, it's probably a defective unit, because this multimeter doesn't normally drain the batteries like this fast. I've put the batteries in here, I mean refreshed the batteries in here for like the past 6 months, and it still works, as you can see, with the backlight and all that. So there's also 2 more things that come in the box. These caps. Now these caps are pretty useful, because if you're not going to use the device for a long time, you can put these on the cables, so the insides of the connector doesn't get oxidized, so that's a good touch. I mean, the colors doesn't match, like this is black to black, it does match, but this is red and black, it doesn't match, but we can't expect it to match for this low of a price. It's a very budget multimeter and it works very well. So there is the manual. If you want to read it, I'm going to show it to you like this. Zoom in. No, we can't zoom in. Show it like this. And like this. Like this. There's some more information on this side. And on the back side, and on this side, and also on this side. On this side it shows how to replace the batteries and the fuses, and some more technical stuff in here, and the information about the company, like this. And by the way, these multimeters are a series of multimeters actually. I got the D plus model, so it's UT33D plus, but you can also get the UT33A plus, B plus, or C plus. On the A plus, I don't like this feature, the automatic switch feature on the A plus. And on the B plus there's some battery measurement system in it, and on the C plus there is temperature measurement. I actually wanted to get the C plus since I wanted to measure temperatures and such, but it was out of stock when I was going to buy it, so I just bought the D plus model. So that was the manual, so we can open up the device and take a look at its insides. It has this rubber case. Let's remove it. It's pretty hard to remove, even though it's easy to put it back. Let's try to remove this. It's very thick rubber case, and it can definitely protect the device. And the device itself doesn't look very good without the case, actually. There's a piece of mark, I don't know what this is. There's the kickstand, as you can see, you can use it like this. And there is the battery compartment that is fixed with a screw and a cap. So there's the batteries. It takes AAA batteries like these, two of them, two AAA batteries, and you can easily swap them out when they run out of charge. And you can put the battery cover back and screw in the screw like this. And there is two screws on the back to open the actual device, but I lost one screw, so there's only one screw holding it. It's not opened properly. Okay, it should open right now. It doesn't. Let's try to unscrew it further. It doesn't open for some reason. Now it should open. Yes. Okay, there's the screw on here, the screw mounts, and the battery just has some prongs in here that just touch to the board in this side. There is a buzzer, a big capacitor, and there's the chip. It's probably a proprietary chip, and there's fuses, two fuses, one for the voltage selection port that is probably, yes, it's 200 milliamps rated and 250 volts rated. I don't know why it's rated for 250 volts, because it's also passing 600 volts from it. And also one more fuse that is rated for 10 amps and also 250 volts. So I'm not going to open this further. I actually can, there's screws for it, but I don't want to break anything. So there's the fuses and the battery, you can just swap out when they die, and the back cover can be put back like this pretty easily, and with two screws, even though I lost one and the other one is here. Okay, let's put back the screw. And I also want to talk about one more thing, the cables. The cables are very high quality for the price of this multimeter. They hasn't been snapped from here. This has a very good strain relief. It's a very high quality cable, and I still don't have any problems with the cables. The only little problem is actually not really a problem whatsoever. The plating on the tip of the wire tends to kind of remove itself, I think, over time, but it's not really a problem. It didn't rust or anything, or oxidize or anything. It's just cosmetically looking not as the same as the new one. And also this one too. This one actually looks a little bit better than the red one, and the strain relief is also very good, as you can see. Still no cracks on the cable, and on this one too. And the probes are really high quality, and the connection point to the multimeter doesn't have a lot of resistance. That's a good thing, because I had another multimeter before this multimeter. It was my first multimeter, and it had oxidized from the connection point very badly, and it was having a lot of problems connecting to the multimeter. So these are plated in something that I don't know, but it's pretty high quality and I like it. I like it a lot. It is still very good. So in today's video we reviewed the Unit UT33D Plus here, and for today's video that was about it. See you on the next video.